Welcome and good evening. I'm coming back and going to try this again. It is Monday evening, Monday evening, December 11th, and I have a green light now. Um, so if you were here earlier this afternoon at my normal 3:30, things were not going so well. I had a little yellow light. Things were a little wonky, so I just went ahead and quit and then came back after dinner. So I'm going to keep my eye on that little green light, and I hope it works this time because I am excited to share this new product with you. I can't believe that Christmas is 2 weeks away. Goodness sakes. Let's get my face here in the right place. But I have kind of switched from doing some Christmas products for you to, let's see, that might be better, to some of the new products from the upcoming mini catalog and celebration. So, again, welcome. If you're here, thank you for giving me a second chance. And this is Pat Mayer, Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And I am so excited about everything that's in here and some things to give you a sneak peek tonight. I can't show you the inside of the catalogs just yet. Okay, this is gonna throw me off here. Because we have to wait until January 4th to do that. But I can show you the products that we have available. So with that in mind, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Again, I don't know if anybody will hop on, so please do leave a comment. I will reply to those and see what's going on here. It could possibly be the same or the time of day, but I was having trouble connecting. Things were slow this afternoon, so we'll just see how it goes. Okay, catching my breath here. Let's see, it kind of threw me off what we wanted to do. All right. So I'll move that. I have some new things to show you, as I said, but this one is exciting. This is a new sneak peek. It is called the Stampin' Glass Mat Studio. And I know right now there is a glare on here from my light up above, which is most important when I'm doing videos, but this is heat tempered. You can cut on it, you can emboss on it. It comes with this amazing little silicone mat. It's non-slip, so you can put things on here, and everything is crooked. There, that's better. You could put some Stampin' Spots if you have those. They're available with Paper Pumpkin. You can mix ink here for doing washes. And I just wiped this off with a baby wipe, so it's probably a little stained. And it may just get dirty, who knows. And that's okay. That's why we use things, because we love them. There's also a cleaning cloth that comes with it that I have not used yet. It's like a thin chamois, and then you wipe with that. So until I'm ready to get this dirty, I'm just going to use some baby wipes. Now, how can you get this, and how do I already have it? Well, current demonstrators could order this as part of our pre-order. And I don't know if that is still available if you are a current demonstrator or you would want to join now. But otherwise, this is a free option as a join special starting January 4th for new demonstrators. So that's something that you might want to consider. This is great. It is a $60 value. So I'll be talking more about that in the next couple of weeks. Next week, I will be back. but I probably will not do anything on Christmas Day. And I'm not sure about New Year's Eve either. So we'll see how that goes. Hey, Nancy, so far I still have that green light. Yay, I'm so excited. Maybe I'll have to switch to doing things on Monday night. I don't know. So in order to get started and get rid of that glare from the light, let me grab, which I didn't bring back, a regular, sorry, I had to leave, grid sheet. There we go. I had a grid sheet down before, and then I was playing around a little bit after everything. You're just a little glitchy. Well, okay. Thanks, Nancy, and welcome. It's showing green, and that should be good. Let me check another button here. Let's see. Let's plug in my phone. Although it's charged, but I'll plug it in anyway. So that might help. Okay. All right. All right. If you remember the Abundant Beauty masks from the current catalog, and these I don't believe are carrying over. Nancy, you might help me out here. But it does say, according to what I saw this morning, that these will be coming back on December 18th. They're currently unavailable. So if you don't have these masks from the Abundant Beauty, you might want to grab those because these are great. I've had so many comments on the cards that I've given to family and friends for using these. Now, these masks do not have a stamp set or any dies to go with them, which is why I really like this new one, which is the Enduring Beauty. So you can see these are still a little stained because I used them a lot. Yeah, I didn't think that they were going to carry over, but as I said, I do believe they are going to at least get them back in stock. At least that's what I saw. Okay, so this one has a houndstooth, has some leaves, which is a little bit more fall-ish, and snowflakes. And then the layering ones were for the sunflower. Okay, so there were 4 different layers, and the layers are labeled 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I've got some tips on this new one because it does come with a stamp set too, which makes it a little bit different for doing the project. So, Nancy, do you have these yet? And if you do, have you tried them? All right, and I do have some samples, though. Stick around to the end. I've got 3 pretty samples that I played with this afternoon. All right. This is the stamp set. Even though we're not allowed to show things in the catalog, we can show products from it. And so this is the stamp set. And obviously this is the key to this. And some great sentiments. Although, to tell you the truth, these aren't ones that I would probably use for myself. So I'll be pulling in something else to use as sentiment, which is also a sneak peek. And this is the stamp set. So I'm going to focus primarily on this large one today because that's the one that the layering masks go with. And then there are these other leaves and little flowers and the tag. So I am pulling out here a piece of basic white, and it is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. So I'll put that aside as our card base. And I have a piece of basic white that I'm going to stamp on and layer. And Berry Burst. I've been playing with all kinds of colors today. And each sample that I'll show you at the end is from a different color family, or different colors. So I'm going to stamp this. And I did find out something from playing around a little bit with one of my tips. Let me stamp it first, and I think you can see it better because this is photopolymer. So it's Monday, getting down to the wire on Christmas. I still have things to do, things to try and get mailed. Most of my things I did have shipped already, but for my little great grand, I am going to send his to him. All right, so when I look at this stamp, I look at it thinking that this, maybe you can see it better here now that I've got the ink on it, that this is at the top. Well, it's not really. So I'm going to stamp this so that these leaves are up here at the top. And I am using Basic Gray as the ink. I didn't want it to be the stark black that we get from the Memento ink. And since we're using ink on here and not blends, it's not going to bleed. Now, this is a perfect stamp that you could use Stampin' Blends on. Looks like I've got a little bit of ink on there. Not sure if I can get that off, but I'll maybe cover it with something else. All right. This is very similar to what we had before. There are 5 masks, one for the floral, one for the leaves, one for the veins of the leaves, one for the detailed part of the flowers, and then one for the stamens. And they're numbered 1 through 5. Well, when I was playing with this, I found it easier to do the leaves first. Okay, Facebook has stopped. Okay, thanks for letting me know that. And YouTube is not glitchy. So you're on Facebook first. Let me make a note. And maybe, well, I'll just keep going. Anyway, I thought that this was a little bit wonky to try and move this around and get it lined up. And then I thought, let's make this a little easier and do the leaves first. So I'm going to do the leaves first. And put a little bit of sticky here on my grid paper. Okay, well, Facebook might be part of the problem. Okay, so I'm going to put this down here. And I just found this easier to line up the leaves first. Okay, let's see if I can zoom in on that a little bit. There we go. And then I'm going to put, since those are lined up perfectly, there we go. I'm going to put a little mark up here where that notch is, and that's where I'll line up the rest of them. So let's see what my color palette is for this one. I'm going to use Granny Apple Green. And I think I don't need to tape that down. So I've got a small green blending brush here. Now another thing, let me move this over a little bit, that is really good with the glass mat. When you put ink on paper, you can't pull it in and keep using it, if that makes any sense. But you can when it's on the glass mat. So I'm going to use that little bit there. Whoop, you can't see it with my face down there. Let's put it up here. Because I can keep pulling that ink and using that, but you can't when it's on the paper. Okay, so I've got this here. You're just going to love this. I am just loving this. So I'm kind of doing a lightish part on these leaves. I don't know if lightish is a word or not. I just made it up. Because I'm going to use the same color instead of a different green when I do the veins of this. So that's like that. Okay, can you see that? Oh, isn't that great? And for now, I'll get a baby wipe and wipe this off later. Now I found it easier to line this up with the floral once those leaves were done. I don't know, maybe that's just the way my brain was working, but I thought that was easier to get the leaves out of the way. And let's cover up the green. Because I can still use this green that's on my glass mat. Now let's pull out some let's see, no, not yet. Bubble Bath. I want Bubble Bath for my lighter color. So let's see what this one is. I don't think there's, nope, not too much color there. Okay, Bubble Bath is one of our new colors. And I say new, it's been around now since May, but to me it's still new and I haven't really used it a whole lot. So I'm just going to go over this now. I love masking, and I have, every time we have them, I just love getting the masks. And sadly, I don't use them as much, but I think this one I'm really going to use a lot. Okay, so that's the Bubble Bath. Love it. Now, here's number 3. I've already used 1 and 2, although I used 2 first. This is the inner workings, or the veins of the leaves. So I can close this up because I'm not going to use that again. And line that up with the notch. So this is going to line up with the leaves again. Now I want to point out a couple of times on the cards that I did, I forgot to get into this detailed part here. Let's point this out, of these little stems of the flowers. And I was only concentrating on the leaves. So don't forget to get your brush down in there and get those stems of the leaves as well as the leaves themselves. All right, so now I can pull some of this ink off of my glass mat and continue to add more color from that. So that's not going to go to waste. Okay, because I think I need more green. So I want to concentrate on getting down there in the stems of the leaves. There we go. It's looking pretty. Now I'll line number 3 up. Did I get that one out of order? I actually did. I actually used number 4 before I used number 3. It really won't make any difference once you get your base flowers done and the basic part of the leaves done. Then you could probably do these in any order that you want. Now, this is the one that looks kind of weird till I get it lined up here. This will give you some of the detail of the floral images. And just, there we go. So you don't see any other white areas. Now I want to pull in my berry burst. And let's add some ink up there. This will probably be pretty bright. It's going to really make those flowers pop. Whew, I like that. And then the last one is for the inner parts of the flowers for the stamens. I'm actually not really sure it really needs that, but okay, I got it right. You want to make sure that the number that's up in the corner is what is showing. There we go. And line those little thingy-majigs up. Okay, so even though it's with the notch, you still might need to arrange it a little bit more and move it a little bit more. So I'm going to go back to the basic gray. Just kind of tap, tap, tap there. Okay, that one I don't really care for, to tell you the truth. It seems like it doesn't line up perfectly, even though it was lined up here. And I could probably skip the number 5. But anyway, it still looks good. Now, I could cut this out, and a couple of the samples that I will show you, I do have it cut out with the die, but I'm going to use another set of masks that I don't use very often, and these are from the annual catalog. This is called the 4 Square Decorative Masks. And I think because they're white, they get overlooked. I think I have this marked. Page 136 is where the decorative masks are. And we have the artistic mix. Whoop, that's down here. The artistic mix are the black ones down here. And these are the 4 square ones, which are white. So they're harder to see, and you don't really pay attention to them when you're going through the catalog. So they need to have some love. So I'm just going to, let's see, which one shall I use? I think because there's so much detail here, I'm going to use this one. This one I used earlier today on one of my samples. And that will help cover up this little boo-boo down here too. So for that, I'm going to come back to my bubble bath, which is very light. But I'm going to make sure, let me grab a towel here, and make sure that a lot of the color is off of there. And somebody even mentioned that this silicone mat could be used for cleaning. Everything is making noise here. That this part could be used for cleaning your brushes. So that's a thought too. So with this here, there's nothing to line up. I'm just going to go around the edge and add a little bit of color there. With those little squares. It just adds something. It doesn't have to be uniform all the way around, just adds something to the card. Now let's pick that up, add that to this background of Berry Burst. And then I have another sneak peek to show you that I'm also absolutely in love with. Oops. I think that was Seal Plus, and it doesn't have too much give on it. So it's good. Now I need to add a sentiment across this. And let me show you what we've got now. I have always been a huge fan, since we came out with these, of the hybrid embossing folders. We've had a number of them over time, and this one is amazing. And this one, I forgot the name of it. Let me look this up. I think I remember page. Let me see. Okay, what is a hybrid embossing folder? It is one that you can cut and emboss at the same time. And this one, hold on. See, some of these things are so hard to see. There we go. Thoughtful Moments Hybrid. Sorry about that, I didn't have it written down. Thoughtful Moments Hybrid. And I have already cut it out, but I will explain it to you. So I've cut these out of both Berry Burst and the, excuse me while I think about what I'm doing here, and the bubble bath. But the way it works is you put the die and snap it into the logo part of the embossing folder, and then lay your paper down. And since I've already done this, I'm just kind of going through the steps for you. Lay your paper down, close it over, and then run it through your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine or whatever embossing machine you have with the folded side first. And it is a little bit of a push, but it does not hurt your machine. It does not hurt the dies. It gives you amazing cutouts that are embossed and cut at the same time. Now, another thing that you can do, you can just run this through and just get the words, and they're not embossed, so that's another option. You can also run that through and then put your paper in here so that it's embossed on that. And I've seen somebody else do that. Why do something 2 steps when you can do it in 1 step? Okay, but we have Just Because, Get Well, You Make Me Happy, Celebrate, With Sympathy, Hello, Love You, Thinking of You, Oh Happy Day, and Thank You. We also have a new tool, which we have not had for a long time, which is a brayer. And this is much different than the one we had many years ago. And there are feet on here. So with a brayer, it's a soft, kind of a soft rubber or a hard rubber. If you lay it on there over time, that will tend to flatten it and you won't get a good image. So you always want to put this on the feet that are there. And with that, you can run your ink over. Yeah, I think, wait, it's this side. Run that over there and get ink on your embossed and cut images. And I'll show you one that I've already done. So anyway, I have been cutting those out. I have a whole box of them now. That doesn't want to open. There we go. Okay, this is what they look like if you use the brayer. Oops. You Make Me Happy. Hello. I just love these. So I've got them in yellow, lemon lolly, some green. On this one, I think I ran the brayer over the paper first to give it a little bit of texture. So we've got some bubble bath, and we've got, let's see, where is Hello and the Berry Burst. So there's that one. Let's see, which one looks the better? You could also layer these. I think I'll do it like this and kind of offset it a little bit and lay that down. I think I'll do that because I didn't do that on any of the other samples that I did. Okay, let's add some adhesive to this. I will say that there's a little bit of pressure getting the embossing folder through. So if you have some arthritis or some issues with that, you may want to go with the option of cutting it first and then running it through the embossing folder to make it a little bit easier. I did not have that problem specifically, but I do want to tell you that you have other options with how you want to do that. Okay, so I'm going to put the bubble bath on top and offset it a little bit. And with the liquid glue, I've got a little bit of wiggle room there. And now let's add some dimensionals. And where did they get to? Everything kind of escaped me when I had to shut things down earlier. And then typically on Mondays, I meet some friends for dinner, and that's why I chose 8 o'clock. Okay, we're going to need to cut these in half. I don't have any minis handy. So this week, along with everything else that needs to be done, I've planned a trip with AAA to Nashville. So that's leaving very early on Wednesday morning and coming back on Saturday evening. I'm really looking forward to that. It was planned a long, long time ago, and it's finally here. So I love using the little strips along the side of the dimensionals because now I can use those little strips for adding to the H. It needs that. So when I finish this, I'm just going to kind of turn off the lights and go pack my suitcase. It's partially packed, actually. And go to bed early tonight and tomorrow night because we have to arrive at 4:45. That's a.m. Okay, they're all shiny, so it looks like I got them all. And let's add this to this. I will say, I don't know if I like that center part, and it was lined up with a little notch, but that's the part that doesn't make me real happy. But you'll see the other 3 cards that I have to show you. And I have to add Wink of Stella to everything. I love Wink of Stella. I just open that up, squeeze a little bit, tap with my bone folder. Ooh, love it. And let's add some bling. Just some basic rhinestone jewels. Let's put another one down here. I think 3 is plenty. So there we go. Let's close this up. And I'm going to move this out of the way. And this cleans up so easily. I'm sure it will clean up great with the cleaner that came with it, but I'm just going to use the baby wipes for now, as long as I'm showing this off, because I know things get dirty. So there's that one. And these are the others that I did. This was my first one. And I cut it out with the die and then put it on a base of black. I cut it out on black too. So this was Fresh Freesia and Gorgeous Grape and Heather. And lots of bling too. And then popped it up. Love that one. Okay. Here's another one with Hello. I love this one. Again, I cut it out with the die, put it with a black. Actually, on this one, I cut out of the white and then had a black background and then just offset that so you see it before it gets popped up. And Hello, we've got some little butterflies on there. And then this one. And on every one of these, this one came out okay. Maybe it was the colors, I don't know. But anyway, this is very similar to the one that I did tonight. And this is Calypso Coral and Petal Pink. And on these two, I also use that same mask to add a little bit of texture in the background of that too, but not on the other two. So there's our cards. We've got tonight's and this one. So if you're catching this on the replay, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And I still have that green light up there, so I'll have to see what's going on with Facebook, if anybody happened to be watching there. Let's move these down so you can see them better. So that's it for tonight. And I just am in love with this. And I'm in love with so many of the other things that you're going to see over time in this mini catalog. They just knocked it out of the park. So anyway, have a great rest of the week. And keep shopping, keep happy. And I'll see you next video. Take care. Bye-bye.